Forgiveness means forgetting. Once again, this is fiction. The thing is that a painful event makes a mark on your brain, and good events make a mark on your brain too. And so sometimes we can often define our lives by some of the bad things that have happened to us and by the good things that have happened to us. I was talking to someone recently about this, about how I kind of mark my life by like my 10 years in the Army. It's where I was assigned. And I can remember the years where I was assigned: Fort Lee, Virginia, Camp Zama, Japan, Fort Carson, Colorado. And I can tell you the years, and that's where kind of the events, some of the events in my life fall into those areas. And I think that happens with trauma events also. I'll give you an example. Besides this abuse that has happened to me, I sometimes drive by, very rarely these days because it's in another state, but I'll be driving by the house that some of the abuse had happened in. And it still holds like a little slight, it's just a slight thing now, but it's made a mark in my brain. I don't like that house. I wonder about it. And but so going back to a different event in first grade, I was coming down the slide and I went down too soon and I bumped the boy in front of me off, and he was crying and the teacher was dusting him off and asked him what happened. And he said, "Jimmy purposely knocked me off the slide." And the teacher was scolding me like, "I told you not to do that." And I said, "I didn't do it. It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose." And she was like, "Don't you lie to me." And that made an impression in my brain. I still remember that. I don't remember anything else from that first grade classroom. And so painful marks leave a mark on our brain. And the more pain, the deeper the mark that it leaves. A positive example, my mom was part of the singles group at church. She was the only one who had kids. Everybody else was in their they were all like in their 30s, the young people in their 30s, and never married or divorced, in the case of my wife. But she's the only one who had kids. And there was a young man there. He was actually one of the younger ones. He was about 25. I don't even remember his name, but he was a really great guy. He had some kind of disease, and he had already lived past where most people with his disease would have lived. This seems so funny that this small act on his part, he may not even have given it a second thought. He had just grabbed a Mountain Dew out of the cooler. We were at a beach event with all these young singles, and my sister and I were the only kids there. And I was looking for something in the cooler, and he said, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And I said, "Oh, I'm looking for a Mountain Dew." And he said, "Oh, I think I got the last one, but you can have it." And he hands me the Mountain Dew. And that made a very big impression in my life. And a couple of years after that, he ended up passing away. So it's not true when we say forgiveness is forgetting. That's not true at all.